Hey everybody, I wanted to record this video, and since I was recording this video, it's I've kind of procrastinated a little bit, and some new news has come out to add to it that I hadn't even thought of. So, I guess the question of this video is, I saw two articles that were very similar, saying whether I guess Tim was a better detective than Batman and who is a better detective than Batman. So the first article here, this is from News Bites. I'm not very familiar with them, and I'm not really sure how this kind of works. I guess they compile different articles, and so this is from Entertainment, and it's list of the best detectives in the DC universe. And what was kind of interesting about this article is if we go down, um, Batman is the universe's first and foremost detective, right? Um, but then they also had the question, Detective Chimp, all right, Constantine, and then Tim Drake, right? And then I feel like Tim Drake's always getting uh, shortchanged a bit because here he comes in first place on this list, right? It looks like first place, and then it says while there are better options available. Like, well, why is he here if there's better options? And there aren't better options. It's just Tim, so that annoys me. But it says this spot rightfully belongs to Tim Drake, the third Robin. Um, an underrated again, why is he underrated? He's not underrated by his fans. He's not underrated by me, but an underrated boy wonder who was already living in the shadow of Batman. Tim showed incredible investigative skills since a young age. For example, he deduces the real identities of Batman and the original Robin by simply watching a video of them in action. That's not quite true. It wasn't just simply watching a video. He was there at the circus and he put two and two together and he had a ride on his bicycle. Come on here. But I thought that was kind of interesting. And then I'm not sure really why, but CBR has been on this like detective kick. I guess they got some views from it and are going for it. So this was put up 20 hours ago. This is the new article that I was going to talk about. Um, and then this was the article that I was originally going to talk about. This is January 2nd. Um, 10 detectives who are better than Batman. But then this also came out 22 hours ago. 10 times Robin was a better detective than Batman. So again, same site. Is this 20? Yeah, these 20 hours ago and then 22 hours ago. So this is what's kind of weird about this. You've got the 10 detectives who are better, just better than Batman. And I'm not sure if all of these are better than Batman, but again, I don't take this stuff too seriously. This is just kind of for fun, but it is kind of interesting here. So we've got, who do we have? Number 10, Ralph Dibny, the elongated man. Okay, that's okay. He has been like MIA for a long time, since I think like 52. The question, definitely the question's pretty awesome. Got to go with the question. John Constantine or Constantine. I'm not so sure. Maybe in like the parademon, mythical hell and heaven kind of realm, he's a little bit better because he knows more than Batman. But I don't know about that one. Martian Manhunter. I've never really thought of Martian Manhunter as a detective. I guess his alter ego was a police detective, but I never thought of him as a better detective than Batman, other than the fact that he can just read people's minds. Um, Detective Chimp. I don't know. He's a detective, all right, but I don't know if he's better than Batman. And he's kind of used for fun. Jim Corrigan, the Spectre. Again, if you have powers that can read people's mind, does that really make you a detective or just a mind reader? Wasn't he a cop though before he was, or a detective? So, Renee Montoya. I don't know where they got this picture from. That Renee has I don't even know how to say this and stay family friendly, but usually she's drawn a bit more athletic and not quite so voluptuous. So I don't know where that one came from and why they had to use that one. But again, she's no slouch, but I don't know anyone who would say Renee Montoya was a better detective than Batman, even though she was the question for a while, but I think that's been wiped off. But now with Future State, maybe it's back in. Hard to say. Sam Bradley. That one's cool. I like that because he was in Detective Comics #1. He predates Batman. All right, see Detective Comics #1. Although if you read those stories, they are incredibly um, politically incorrect for how they depicted Asian Americans and other minorities. So I don't know. Maybe we need to maybe forget about him. Although I think his son came back in some Catwoman stories in like the early 2000s that were really good. Ted Cord, Blue Beetle's a good detective, but better than Batman? Find me five people who think Ted Cord's a better detective than Batman. All right, but number one, look who's number one, Tim Drake. Of course, they got to use that picture of him. Oh gosh, right? But it is by Brett Booth, and Brett Booth probably drew this suit better than anybody. Um, and what do they say? It says, despite his age, Tim Drake is one of the best detectives in DC Comics, trained by Batman himself and fueled by a desire to surpass Batman's own detective skills. Drake has turned his alter ego, the Red Robin, into a crime-solving detective that rivals Batman's own reputation. His skills have been sought after by both the Justice League and Justice Society, and Batman himself has stated that one day Tim Drake will surpass him as the greatest detective of all time. And I can't remember what issue that was in, but I remember Batman saying that and thinking that was really cool. And one thing I will say about the New 52, um, Tim Drake, Red Robin, is that the series, he was in Teen Titans, and it started out with him as a detective tracking down the young superheroes and trying to find out why someone was after them and what was going on there. So it did hone his detective skills, and that was one thing I feel like the whole Young Justice, the new Robin stuff that had recently come out with Brian Michael Bendis kind of lacked his detective skills. But I think that's pretty awesome. And that's where I was going to make the video until I saw, and again, I was going to make this video a couple days ago and didn't get around to it until I saw that in the last 24 hours, there's been two um, uh, new detective style stories here. Well, this is every detective in the Bat family ranked by intelligence. And what is odd about this one is, all right, Jason Todd, number 10, least intelligent. Okay. Um, let me go down the list here. 9 is the Huntress. 8 is Stephanie Brown. 7, Duke Thomas. 6, Dick Grayson. 5, Kate Kane. 4, Damian Wayne. 3, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne comes in third on his own list. That's crazy. 2, Tim Drake, right? Well, Tim Drake ahead of Bruce Wayne. That's pretty crazy here. Um, and then I like this. One of the first people to ever deduce Batman and Robin's secret identity was young Tim Drake, who was a fan of Dick Grayson's acrobatic career before his family's death, which helped him determine that Dick was also Robin, which he further tracked back to Bruce. After he earned the role of Robin, he spent time training with some of the same people who trained Batman before he began fighting crime. His deductive skills are already considered on par with his mentor by both Ra's al Ghul, and Batman, but he still has the potential to grow more. Grow into the savior, maybe? I don't know. Future state Robin? I don't know. What else could he be? That Batman from the Jeff Johns run? But number one is Barbara Gordon, which I'm going to say it depends on which Barbara Gordon, because that Barbara Gordon of Burnside, nah, no way. But the Oracle Barbara Gordon, yes, she spent all day doing detective work. But it's kind of funny that she doesn't make the top 10 list in the other article, but then is number one on this article. So I don't know how this was done, but that's just kind of odd. But then the other article that came out, 10 times Robin was a better detective than Batman. So if Dick is the best detective, he should be on this list. And yes, guess what? Out of the 10 spots, Tim makes it 6 times. So he's in it more than half, more than any of the other Robins combined. If you add them up, they only get 4. So I was like, all right, finally, thank you, Scott. Oh, Scoot. I almost said Scott. Scoot Allen. I wonder if he's Scottish. Scoot Allen from Scotland. And so let's see what Scoot has to say here. Number 10, Dick and Jason track down Alfred during a failed gauntlet. Okay, that was they don't say what issues these are from. I wish they did. Number 9, Jason Todd tracked down his mother after Batman benched him. Okay, that's Death of the Family. I know that one. Number 8, Tim Drake discovered Batman and Robin's secret identity. Some little story called Lonely Place of Dying. Um, it's okay. Yeah, Rob is like, that's the greatest story ever. All right, number 7, Tim Drake tracked down and captured the Joker on his own. Yes, thank you very much. That's Robin 2, The Joker's Wild. Oh, look, they put that in there. Robin 2, The Joker's Wild. And at the end of that story, the Joker gets taken into custody. It's not it's like the Joker gets away. So good job, Robin. Number 6, Tim Drake figured out Riddler's clue before Batman and Oracle. Ready for this? It's baseball. I wonder what story that was from. I feel like Nightfall, right? During Nightfall. The clue was in Oh no, it was during Detective Comics 707. All right. Oh yeah, those Riddler stories. Yeah, Rob and Ryan were talking about those Riddler covers and the negative space in it on the podcast. All right, number 5, Dick Grayson became an actual police detective in between being a agent for Spiral and being Rick Grayson and being Nightwing and being Batman. Guy can't keep a job. He just goes around. 4, Tim Drake learned Bruce Wayne was still alive after Final Crisis. Yes, and this was that Red Robin series. We interviewed Marcus Tao. If you ever want to listen to that podcast, it was awesome. Um, Number 3, another Tim Drake. Tim Drake earned the title of detective from Ra's al Ghul, right? That is the climax of that series. And oh man, that was so good. And he said, well done, detective. I love that when he gets that. Um, it's so highest praise. Uh, and they do all this stuff with the Council of Spiders and stuff. That was so good. All right, number 2, Damian. Who cares about him? Nah, Damian Wayne detected Red Robin's secret during the War of the Robins. I don't even know. I can't even remember War of the Robins actually. Um, and then number 1, Tim Drake tracked down Spiral agents for Dick Grayson. He had to do Dick Grayson's work for him. And I don't think I really read much of that Dick Grayson Spiral stuff. So I'm unfamiliar with that. So I guess I'll have to look into that. So anyway, what do you think? Do you think Tim is a better detective than Bruce? Or do you think he will be a better detective than Bruce? Do you agree or disagree? Did any of this stuff, any detectives we left off? Or not we, because I didn't do it, but CBR leave off. What do you think? Let me know, and I will talk to everybody and see you next time.